Hi everybody, today's throwing is with some really coarse clay, and I'll explain why I'm doing that. What I've got here is a very precious pot sent to me by a friend in the US as a gift. Margaret, thank you very much. I will always treasure it. And it's a tea bowl from Japan. And what I want to show you is the coarseness of the clay. You can see it there. It's incredibly coarse, and what that does is it allows all this pinholing to take place because it's a very open body. And I've been trying to, I don't want to replicate this pot, but I want to replicate this effect if I can. So I've been trying to find out, reproduce the kind of clay they use in Japan, because it's an incredibly coarse sandy body. Just put this away carefully so I don't break it. Back in its box. I've been trying to replicate this clay over the last few years, and what I've just tried to use today is some pizza oven clay. Now, I've tried to throw this pizza oven clay before, and it just falls to pieces. It's too short. So I've mixed some white stoneware in with it, 2 to 1, two pizza body clay and 1 stoneware. So here's me trying to throw some tea bowls to try and get this Shino pinholing effect. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is the clay I was talking about earlier. It's incredibly short. I'm leaving quite a deep base in it, at about 750–800 grams, and leaving quite a deep base because I'm going to hand carve these foot rings. I'm not going to turn them. That's about as much as I want to throw them up to now. And now I want an undulating rim on this. The whole point of these pots is that they're sort of asymmetric. So I'll just thin it out in places. And then carry on throwing it. I'll try and throw it slowly. I'd like to make these on a kick wheel, but I can't use a kick wheel. I've got arthritis in my knees, and I really won't stand up to it. So I'm just throwing it really slowly. It helps if sometimes you put a brick under, or a piece of wood under the pedal on the wheel, and it stops it going fast. I found that if I put a spiral in at a slow speed and then go backwards down the other way, it adds a bit of sort of dynamism to it, I suppose. Makes it a little bit more hand. That's that. Incredibly short, this clay. Now I'm just going to mop out gently the water inside, the slip inside there, because if you get too aggressive with it, it sort of lifts all the particles out. And it makes it even coarser in the bottom. And if you're using a tea utensil for these, a tea brush, I can't remember the Japanese name for it. Should know it really, shouldn't I? It makes them, it damages them in the bottom, so you have to be careful. What's that one done? It's sagged a little bit, so I need to lift it up a little bit. So so short and lacking in sort of flexibility, this clay, that everything sags. So that's one done. I'll just do another one for you. It's important when you're throwing with this any coarse clay, and there's no reason not to throw with coarse clay. The secret is to not trap any clay between the edge of your hands and the wheel head, because then it's just like putting your fingers on sandpaper, on an orbital sander, and skin will come off second best there. So I'll throw to within a few mil of the wheel head, and then I use a tool to finish it off, and then I can put my finger on the wheel head, and it's not going to tear the skin off. And once again, reminding myself to leave a thick rim, a thick base I should say. Slow the wheel right down. The secret is slow wheel, quick hands. It's the opposite of what you should do. You want nice symmetrical pots, it's quick wheel, slow hands, or slow hand movements. If you want a bit of unevenness and a bit of character in these pots, you have a slow wheel and quick hands, and I go back down the other way, put a reverse spiral in it. This rim nice and thick, to be honest with you, because it will give a nice coating of the chino when I put it on. It won't split away from it, which I've had happen before. I'll just thicken this rim up. You can even use a tool and add a bit more surface texture. That's that one done. I'll just show you how coarse this clay is on this wheel. And now I've cut a pot off it. See all the grog in it. It's pretty coarse. Alright, that's it. I hope they turn out okay. They seem to be alright. My hands have survived. Not much in the way of wear and tear, but they've done alright. It's incredibly coarse clay, but really good fun to throw with, so we'll see how these turn out. And I'm going to fire them in the electric kiln, and that way I'm going to keep the iron and the white chino effect on it, hopefully. So we'll see how it goes.